So thank you for the opportunity on this occasion to say a few words on Dr. Ambedkar's legacy. So before I start with anything else, I just wanted to read a quote from one of his speeches in Constituent Assembly. In his speech, he says, "People of India should guard against the eventuality of parties placing their creed." And what he meant by creed was the religious belief above the country, or else the independence will be in a jeopardy, and second time probably be lost forever. So what's happening today is exactly what he said. Some people, the people in power these days, are putting their creed, their religious beliefs before everything. Hindu-Muslim riots, oppression of the poor people belonging to a lower caste is going on pretty well in India right now. And that was his fear, that one day will come when these people like these will rise and will destroy the independence of India forever. So he said, be guard against these people, be watchful. And I mean, it's hard to say when this is going to end, because if you look at the current situation, the voting machinery, the judiciary, the parliament, the bureaucracy, everything is in control of somebody who are promoting their own religious beliefs among everybody in the nation. So that's a big risk. So as far as Ambedkar is everywhere in India. Every reform, who's thinking about reform or who's an open-minded, is just thinking about these things and coming up with only one name again and again. Whether you talk to the Muslim people who are revolting against the system, you talk to the Hindus who don't want this system, they're all have one name in common, that's Ambedkar. Ambedkar said this, Ambedkar wanted this, Ambedkar wanted to do this, Ambedkar had this vision. So it's Ambedkar everywhere in every revolutionary speech or idea that's coming forward in India. So that's how much important Ambedkar is in India right now. Everybody is using his name. Even political parties to get support or votes are using his name. But the thing is that majority of the reformist group have nothing else to talk about any person other than Ambedkar. If you think about Gandhi talked about Harijan. We want to remove untouchability, and he used the word Harijan. Harijan was just another quote on the poor and depressed people, nothing else. And in his background, he was a true believer, not in humanity or equality of the people, like enshrined in the Constitution. But what he believed was that this system should be maintained. We will give them a different coat, like Anand Saraswati put on, gave him a Janev, make them Arya Samaj. And he came up with the idea of Harijan. They were all in the same boat, whether you talk of all these reformers, Vinoba Bhave, they call a reformer, Dayanand Saraswati, they call a reformer, Vivekanand, they call a reformer, Mahatma Gandhi, another reformer. So all these reformers had never had an equality of the Indian people in mind. They were always trying to protect what they have, which is the caste system. And what this current people are trying to do is preserve that caste system again with full force. So that's one thing. And now, how to get around? Now, in terms of accomplishments, what we have done so far, reservation. If I was looking at some data from the time when in just got independence till the time now, what we see is we were 0% in government positions in India. And you look at the 2024 data, we are 15%. So this is how much the reservation has brought us all up to holding now 15% of the government positions, 50% of the wealth that is coming through salaries to the government is with us now. So that's a very, very big accomplishment if you look at it. And because of that, little wealth that we have added, we are moving abroad, we're getting nice jobs even outside the country. If you look at this, why we were suppressed for thousands of years? Because they were afraid that once this genie is open out of the can, they're going to go everywhere. They will be much more talented. They will be much more smarter, and they will eventually the power will be captured by us, because we were the power before these people came in and destroyed us by force. not by love or affection or religion, but by force. So this is going to change. This is going to overturn. And the only name they are scared of is Ambedkar. Now, I saw some of the YouTube speeches on YouTube of the Parliament. Now, they're targeting Nehru again and again. And why Nehru? Because Nehru was in that cabinet, in the first cabinet. Nehru was the only supporter of Dr. Ambedkar. That's why he's being targeted again and again. So that's one reason we very often hear that Nehru is such a bad congressperson. He did that. But Nehru inherently, though he was 50-50 in between Dr. Ambedkar, who wanted equality, he was with him as well as he was with Gandhi, because Gandhi was the one who was protecting him to become the prime minister. But Gandhi, in his background, had the same vision of an India with higher caste high and lower caste lower. The other, I don't know how much time I have, but the other is that if you look at any field right now, any field which you call talent, you look at music, you look at movies, you look at other artist talent, where do you see? Do you see any SCSTs in any of this form? It'll be Chattopadhyay, Bandyopadhyay, Sharma, Ganguly, Pandey, Tiwari. Nowhere will you ever see a man coming from the depressed classes, because they have every institution captured. And Dr. Ambedkar has given that opportunity to enter into these institutions and to be a part of the talent they have. They have tremendous talent, and we have not explored or exploited that talent. We have not brought it forward. So to go forward with this, what are our opportunities? What opportunities do we have to carry that legacy forward? So the opportunity lies in the villages, in the rural areas. We have to reach those people out, draw them in, because there is a lot of talent. We have to organize them at every unit level and promote their talent, bring them forward, promote their talent, help them financially if we can, to move them up through scholarships, through competitions, within small units, through guidance, through the government programs. So we have to somehow educate them, which was Dr. Ambedkar's first desire, that we should be educated. And then we have to explore their talents and bring them forward. They're very, very talented people. So one thought that came into my mind is, we have so many skills. Before, the Brahmins, the Thakurs, and the Baniyas, all three castes have no skills at all. Right now, they have captured every field of skills or talent, but they have no skills. The real skill lies in the people who work with their hand on the shoes, who clean the toilets, who wash the streets, who wash the clothes. They are very talented people, but they don't have the technology. Nobody ever cared about them, that we should share technology with them and move them forward so they can do a much better job. And those people who work with leather, their stuff is not exported outside. What is exported out by Pandey Enterprises, they are exporting the stuff those guys made it, because they have no outlet. So they don't get enough remuneration for what they can do, how much they can make. So all this, we have to get to that skill. They have the skill. They're musicians, but they never sing in the stage of national arena. But they are talented. They have skills. They are dancers. They are musicians, but we never bring them out. They're good players too. I mean, come to sports, they do everything by themselves. A lot of people from poor villages have come forward as boxers, pole vault throwers, shot put throwers, runners, but they don't have the opportunity. We don't give them. We suppress them right at the level where they start to come out. So this is where we have to, this lies the biggest opportunity. We need to focus in those areas, and we need to promote them, bring them up through assistance, guidance, or whatever we have. But we have to go to that level where they are. That's all, I think.